There is a difference between relief care and corrective care, and this is really important to distinguish the difference between the two. So I just want to talk a little bit about a patient I recently had who was really young, in her 30s. She was going to a chiropractor for a year and a half. They didn't take any x-rays. They were just doing, in my opinion, relief care, is basically how she was explaining it to me. And so after a year and a half, she was actually starting to get worse. So what does that mean? I feel that maybe, relief care is great for certain people, but if you have a condition that is ongoing and getting worse, you need to get details on it and figure out the root cause of where that's coming from. The body just doesn't have pain. The body has pain for a reason. It communicates with you, letting you know that there is something underlying that needs to be addressed and found, and then you find the type of treatment and therapy that it needs to get the results that you're looking for. So an adjustment without analysis is really just guesswork. I mean, yeah, you can feel the body, but you know what? If somebody has a really underlying condition, you can't just feel that. You really need to get the analysis on it. And so you do that with a thorough exam. Before that, you do that with a really comprehensive history. So for this patient that I was talking about, we did a comprehensive history. We did a thorough exam. We also took x-rays and did a spinal analysis. And we found the problem. So unfortunately, this person, didn't start care for, several reasons. I think maybe financially they didn't have that. Here's the thing, I get that finances can definitely be an issue. And I'm the type of person that's willing to work with somebody as long as they're committed. But when you want to just come in and oh, okay, where's my adjustment? And I said, well, your adjustment is within this care plan to help you with this condition, because this condition doesn't just require getting adjusted. And that's the difference between relief care and corrective care. So what she was really looking for was relief care, but what she really wanted was corrective care. And so there's a contradiction there. If you just want to come in and get adjusted, one adjustment isn't going to transform that. What's really important is getting the care that you need to make it move forward. Is this making sense to you? I hope it is. So now let's talk a little bit about the difference between root cause versus temporary relief. If you're born with a short leg, your pelvis is going to be off permanently. So this is where that analysis comes into place. How much of a short leg is that? If it's minor, within, 1-2 millimeters, everybody has a little bit of a discrepancy. That's not going to be an issue. But if we're talking, a quarter of an inch or even an eighth of an inch, that's a big deal, because now your pelvis is always unlevel, and now you're walking for how many years and living life. There's going to be some wear and tear. So evaluating that scenario and providing, a foot lift for that, or even a heel lift, can make a tremendous difference in how your body is going to function. And if the pelvis is off, remember, that's like your base. Then that can end up affecting your middle back, can affect your neck. There's so many other issues that can arise from that. If the root cause isn't addressed, the body starts to compensate until it can't. The bigger note here is that you don't treat symptoms, you address the cause. If you're looking for high-level care, what's required is high-level commitment. You can't just go in and get relief care and expect to get it completely fixed. So remember, relief care is going in and let's say getting a massage. Getting a massage is wonderful. It helps relieve the tension in the muscles, helps relax the body. Is that permanent? No, that's why I recommend getting massages more frequently. So then that way your muscles stay more relaxed, your nervous system calms down. But then are you really asking the question, well, where is that stemming from? Why are my muscles continuing to be so tight? Why is my nervous system on high all the time? So getting to that root cause is imperative. And then yes, addressing that root cause and then adding in the care that you need to transform that is imperative. If someone's looking for adjustments and to come in from time to time, that's not the level of care that I provide. What we provide in the office is we encompass many different types of therapies and treatments to help you get the results that you're looking for. What's important is getting to the root cause, getting adjustments, but that's specific to your x-rays. For example, if someone has scoliosis, we adjust in the mirror image of that. Adjusting in the mirror image allows the spine to start to straighten out. So to what extent, that's always the question. But then we add in other therapies like traction, different types of muscle therapy, deep tissue work, maybe scraping. We also can add in cold laser. So it just depends on that person and what they're going through and what condition they have will determine the level of care that we can provide for them. Your health means more to me, and keeping this stable for a longer period of time, that's the end goal. And that's what we're trying to provide for people. Structurally changing someone's spine and making it more stable means that they'll have longevity and less likely for these symptoms to recur. Our ultimate goal for you is to build a plan based on our findings, not on your feelings. So to go back to the patient that I was talking about earlier, she was really upset that she didn't get an adjustment that day. And I get that. I would want relief as well. However, she needed way more than just relief. She needed corrective care, or else she's going to experience bigger problems later on. So I committed to her and to her care and say, a relief adjustment today is not going to do it. Plus, that's part of the package. So how can I support you with which package is going to work better for you? And I'm totally willing to do that for somebody as long as they're committed to getting care. And maybe they can't do the whole package, and that's fine. There are ways to still get results, even with a smaller package. And so we have ways to work with people that way. But if she's only looking for relief care, there are other doctors who can do that for her. The body doesn't change because we crack it. The body changes because we actually take the time to correct it. High-level care isn't convenient. It's intentional. Sometimes when someone is used to, temporary relief care, when they come into an office that actually does structural transformation, pain can destroy somebody. It can destroy your life, the people around you. It can affect work. And so what is that actually costing you? By taking the time to really learn how your body works and structurally changing it can be definitely a game changer. Long-term correction requires long-term commitment. And that's what we're here to provide for you.